Okay, so now we're going to be doing the skill set rubric. And we went over the session 9, and we dealt with the behavior expectations, what that means. And we changed it along with the PDP plan, so we got that done. Now, I think the importance of using the pyramid plus approach is that they have used, they've used, done so much studying and so much data that this is what really proves, true and I mean, it works,
Right.
and I think that is what I really have seen in my experience in being a coachee last year and implementing what I went with her, and then and what we're doing together as being the certification coach, and you being my coach. I really am seeing that things that are in place really do help the classroom and help the children, and and I think that's and to give you an example of what I did before is when Avery and Calvin, you bring them back to the behavioral expectations and what that means, and so I think that's doing the individual part, and to really, I think that's something that we'll do more of as we go through this, circuit.
Now, with bringing it back to the mat, I mean, would it be better for us to have kind of, like each of us have our visual cards to kind of go over the rules instead of more at the location that they're at, instead of having to bring them over?
That's a very good idea. What do you think on that?
I mean, I think it might be better because there's times that it's hard for us to get them to focus to come over to the sign.
Right.
I mean, just maybe having the cards on us might be good just to show.
That's a very good point. So what we'll do is we'll make the cue cards as we do that, when we do the visuals.
Okay.
Okay, I like that. I'll put that in there. Would you want to do that?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, make up the cue cards for the visuals for the expectations, behavior expectations. Okay, good. That's a very good. Yeah, I like that. And that would go along in furthering it or extending it, to have it with you, and then also, that is a very good idea. I love that.
Well, and we're outside sometimes, and
you're right.
We can't get into the classroom.
Exactly.
Cards, so.
Exactly. That is a very good point, and so that will further my implementation of the behavioral expectation. Yeah, good. Because I think as they do it, and as we remind them and teach them, I think that we'll see some change. I do. Okay, good. Okay. So now we need to talk about, just to review just a little bit of, we did talk about what behavioral expectation is. We've done that already. And the difference between expectations and rules. Okay, and my next question, which you answer, I said, with our friends in the class, how can we further teach behavioral expectations? And one of the things that you said was the cards. Is there anything else you think we could do?
To feather it?
Yeah.
I mean,
I know.
I think the cards are useful for them, and having the signs, and maybe even at some point have I don't know if this would be good, is have the kids point out which rule maybe, if, say if you pushed a friend,
right,
ask our other friend that was pushed,
good,
what is it that bothered you, or what rule do we have? So maybe have them remind each other, because maybe the peer reminding them might be a little bit better.
Exactly. So. Okay, so what rule do they need to follow?
Yeah.
And then I thought also of what we talked before too, is making the cue cards. do that. I mean, and the visuals on the rule chart, the cue cards, and that's good. I like those. I like the way we could collaborate. You know that? I really do.
I do too.
I mean,
It
we
works.
yeah, we really come up with good ideas. Okay, that's good. Um, then in the Pyramid Plus, it just okay. So also in the Pyramid Plus, it's very inclusive that it wants the children with behavioral difficulties and also with um, um, mental when they're slow or when they're physically disabled. I wanted to say, what are some ways that we could help them with the behavioral expectations?
Well, the cards would help the person if they can't,
Okay.
The cards would help with that, I think.
Uh-huh.
And even with our friends that maybe can't get around as well, the cards would help
Mm-hmm.
because we don't have to bring them over to
Exactly.
the sign.
Mm-hmm.
So different, so there's some things that these would help with.
And with your point about having the friend say what
Mhm.
rule, that has peer interaction
Mhm.
too. So
Yeah.
the peers help each other, which would be another
Yeah, I think
positive thing.
that's a big thing because I think sometimes they listen more to their friends than they do. Sometimes.
No,
than us.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If our friend reminds them of the rule, then that would help.
Yeah. So have that peer
Yeah.
interaction would be good. Good. I'm gonna write that down. Good. We've come up with a lot of good points. All right. Okay. Now, our next step is where we, let's see, where we're doing the coaching on topic. We're going to fill out the rubric in just a minute.
Okay.
And then after that is the modeling. And
Okay.
that's when I do that for you. And that is, let's see when that is. The modeling is 4-5.
Okay.
When we come back 4-4. So on that Tuesday.
No, Tuesday's 4-4.
That's when, oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, Tuesday's 4-4. Double check my calendar.
Okay.
Yep, Tuesday's the 4th. And then the 3rd's the Monday.
Oh, so 4-5 is Wednesday. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do that on a Wednesday. But then we also are gonna, in that little bit of time, that you have your break, we'll do that debrief just a minute
Okay.
before class because we need to debrief a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. All righty, got that scheduled. Now let's do the the skill set rubric. And with the PDF is the when, and then the skill set rubric is the how.
Oh.
How
Okay.
we're going to do that. And so let's, read the directions where it says the skill set rubric is used as a fidelity checklist to support the coachee in learning the individual skills included in the evidence-based strategy and practice. The skill set rubric correlates with the coachee's coach circuit learning objective. And that, is what we're doing.
Okay.
We're learning about the behavioral expectations and rules. And it's with the fidelity, with the pyramid plus. And then the directions are, you want to read the
Yeah.
directions?
The skill set rubric template must be fully completed, including individual skill directions and rubrics. The skill set rubric is
Collaborative.
Sorry, I got a little stuffy there. Collaboratively
okay.
developed by the coach and the coachee at the end of the coaching on topic activity.
Mm-hmm.
The coachee uses the skill set rubric to take the candidate's fidelity to the skill in modeling. Next, the skill set rubric is completed by the candidate and the coachee together in the behavioral rehearsal debrief.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, the candidate will score the coachee using the ssr during live coaching. The skill set rubric is modified collaboratively by the coach and the coachee as needed, and in modeling, behavioral rehearsal, and live coaching.
Right. So this is like our plan of how we are going to make sure that we do things to fidelity, and how we do things within our learning objective. And
No, I liked this last time.
Did you like that?
Yes, because it was exactly what what I needed to do.
Okay, good.
It was exactly.
And
so so it helped me remember. It's like, okay, I definitely got to do this, this, and this.
Okay.
So I liked having this.
Oh, good.
So
okay, so from the learning objective, that is, need to put that down. It is. I'll write that down. It is where teaching and the learning is that Stephanie will teach the children the classroom rules with behavioral expectations using visuals. Here, I'll write it for you. Social stories, giving examples of what it means. So that's what the learning.
Yeah, I just wrote down that I have it written,
okay,
so
great.
on page 3.
Okay,
so.
good. So we got that. So what is the very first thing that we need to do?
Let's talk about what we're gonna. We're gonna be going over the rules and expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So explain to the children what we're doing.
Okay. With the behavioral expectations? Yeah. Okay. And then how will we rate, how will we know when it's met, partially met, or unmet?
For that one, I mean, when I explained to the kids,
right.
Yeah, when I explained to the kids that we're going to be going over the rules and the behavioral expectations.
All right, and you're going to go over those 4, right?
Yes.
Okay. So share, the met will be that you share the 4 rules, expectations, and give examples of what they, no, that's the next one. Share the rules with the children. All of them.
And I think this is good because, we're coming back from spring break. So it'd be good to go over this all.
Exactly. Okay. Then what would the next step be?
Giving them examples.
Great.
Of what not to do, or how would you?
Let's give them examples of what to do.
Of what to do. Okay.
First. Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Is that what you're thinking too?
Yes.
Okay. Give them examples of what to do.
Oops.
Okay. What to do. Okay, we're going to